Build up some nice energy, get the body in motion, all those good things. So let's come to a nice, easy standing on the mat, feet hip width distance apart, and just breathe. Nicole, you haven't said anything. I see your name there.
I was just rushing to get in.
I figured, so let's just breathe for a second, right? Yeah. All right, and start to deepen your breath. Nice deep inhale. Expand through your whole torso. And then as you exhale, belly button to spine, just release anything that is not serving you right now. Just feel yourself expand on the inhale. And release on the exhale. Let's add some arms. Sweep them up, inhale. And turning the palms out, exhale. Sweep them up on the inhale. And turning the palms out on the exhale. All right, one more like that. Sweep them up. And exhale down, and then just roll the shoulders one direction and the other. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's take the feet a little wider than hip width distance here, and just get the knees and hips moving here. Get everything moving, arms, shoulders, knees and hips. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're in a good position now to do our cats and cows with soft knees and soft hips, hands to the thighs. Arch your back and look up, and then round your spine and gaze towards your lap. We're always moving. Each direction goes from the bottom of the spine up through the neck and then the head. So we just want to make sure we're not doing this with the head, letting it lead the movement. And then turn your gaze towards your lap and roll your hands up. Inhale the arms overhead, and then reach up on the right and reach up on the left like you're climbing a rope. Oh yeah, just releasing side to side. And then bring your arms out to the side. We're going to take the feet more like hip width distance apart and keep them planted. Inhale, and with bent elbows, just twist to the right and center, twist to the left and center. So try when you do this to keep your hips facing forward. We'll start with gentle twists, just one breath. And then the next time you're to the right, take your right hip a little forward and your left hip a little back. Inhale, put length in your spine, that part that we were just extending, extend through there. And then as you exhale, draw your arms long. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and then as you exhale, start to turn your gaze towards your right fingertips. Holding here, breathing. And then keeping the body where it is, just turn your gaze towards your left fingertips. Back towards your right fingertips, and then bring yourself back to center, goalpost arms. Inhale, put length in that side body. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, extend the arms. And exhale, take your left hip more forward and your right hip more back. Turning your gaze towards your left fingertips. Holding here. And then turn your gaze towards your right fingertips, back to the left, goalpost arms, reach the arms overhead, soft knees and hips, we're floating down, float, down and up. Whew. Let's Take it up and down. And float it up. We're going to take it down and hold opposite hand to opposite elbow and move around in a nice releasing ragdoll. Include your head in this movement, nod it yes and no. And then bring everything back to center, nice and still here. Let your legs straighten as your forearms melt toward the floor. I'm looking forward so you can hear me, but let your head, the top of your head, face the earth here. Inhale and exhale. All right, release your hands to your legs and then take your arms out to the side. Come up to an L shape here. So we're going to think about the lower half of the body, super strong, made of concrete, upper half of the body, super light, made of feathers, hands by the ears, and then just float your upper body up. Float, 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 and exhale the hands down by your side. So find your mountain pose, feet hip width distance apart, palms facing forward, shoulders back and down. Exhale. And this time when you inhale, get as big as you can. Just inhale. Fill every part of the body with breath. And then soften as you exhale. Inhale nice and big. And soften as you exhale. All right, great. Let's come to the top of the mat. Feet hip width. And then float the arms up and swan dive down. Okay. We're going to take the hands to the thighs, hips back, half lift, look up, hands down, and then just step back to downward facing dog. So from this dog, we'll just walk it out here, bend one knee and then the other, making sure the fingers are spread wide. Just moving the legs a bit. Inhale and exhale. Come into down dog, take one breath here, and then go ahead and walk your feet back up to your hands. Remember, cement lower half, feather upper half, straighten your legs and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center and release. All right, let's warm the legs up just a little bit more while we're here. So a good way to do that, warm and strengthen, is with the chair. So the feet are hip width distance, hips are back, pelvis tucks under. Remember, the toes can wiggle in a chair because your weight is behind you. Arms forward, sit as deep as you can, and then bring your arms up by your ears. Inhale and exhale. Now stand tall, inhale. As you exhale, float down, bend your knees and hips. You're already working your way to chair position. Come back, arms overhead. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive down, return to chair. Inhale up, swan dive down, and return to chair and hold here. Sit a little deeper, and release and shake it out. Okay. It's interesting if you have a chance to do this, like with a chair behind you. It's interesting how far down you really have to go to get your butt on the chair. So just try that sometime. Remember the knees, okay? So the knees are staying hip width distance. They're not out, they're not in. Okay, all right, so here we go, top of the mat again. Inhale, float the arms up. We warmed up the legs, so let's do a straight leg swan dive. If the hands touch the mat, they touch the mat. If they touch your legs, they touch your legs. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do a little twist from here. So take your right hand to the outside of your left leg and float your left arm up. Twist, yeah. And then bring your hands back to center and switch sides. Left hand outside the right leg. Float your right arm up. down, hands to the thighs, knees bend, look up for a half lift, hands down, and find your way back to downward facing dog again. See how the dog feels now. Spread your weight evenly between 2 feet and 2 hands. Fingers are spread wide. Inhale and exhale here. All right, go ahead, bring your knees down and sit off to the side and come to a nice easy seat here. Sitting up nice and tall. Take a nice breath here. We're going to just move into some circles, both hands to the knees. Take your body forward in space and then to the right, back, to the left, and forward. Feel your lower body, just keep going. Rotating on the mat, like you can actually feel your hips rotating. And then your shoulders, you feel your torso. Just some nice circles. And the next time you're forward, hold here. And then to the left and around. Nice circles. Remember, it's always your practice. You are always in control. The next time you're forward, just hold here for a moment. Just hold. And then sit up nice and tall, hands to heart center. Lean back, lift one foot and then the other. And just hold here with a nice strong spine, core engaged. Uncross your ankles and come to seated. Okay, inhale and exhale. You know what we're about to do here. So we're going to play with the boat a little bit today. Okay, so go ahead and sit up. Lean into your core engagement with your spine nice and long and bring your right knee up. Keeping that core engagement, right? Take your arms forward. This will actually help you balance a bit. And take your left knee up. Just see what your body just did. Double knee boat. So full boat with the knees bent. And release. Whew. All right, let's try that starting on the other side. Is anybody feeling it in the upper thigh here too? So yeah, So that's gonna happen, but we want to keep coming back to the core. Just put your focus in the core, but it will involve your legs. Lean back, core engagement, arms forward, left knee, right knee. And release. So that's the full boat. We love the half boat, but that's the full boat. It's a little different. And then bring your hands behind you. So we're pointing the fingertips toward the hips, okay? And we're going to go for that full boat with the double knees, with the hands, but we're not going to use them, right? They're just back here for a little balance. Yeah. Inhale and exhale. And now take your arms forward. See if that feels a little better. And release. Oh, let's take a little break here. Release those legs. Okay, so we started with a little bit of support and then move the arms. And that can really help the position, right? So let's go back into that here. Double knees, hands back. No pressure in the hands, they're just here for a little extra help and reassurance. Inhale and exhale. Now just take your right leg straight and bend it back. Take your left leg straight and bend it back. Take your right arm forward and bring it back. Take your left arm forward and bring it back and release. Whew. So just think about playing in a boat, right? We're just playing with our boat. Inhale and exhale. Hands back, knees up. We're going to take the right leg straight, left arm forward. And come back, left leg straight, right arm forward. And come back. And again, same thing. Right leg, left leg, right arm. And one more, right leg, left arm. and left leg, right arm, and release. Oh, start to feel your core? Did anybody feel it? Okay, good. All right. So, where did that move come from? I don't know. I was up at 2 and I thought, that would be fun to do today. Was that fun? Yeah. There you go. You probably all wish I took melatonin and would stay asleep, right? Okay. All right. We got to get those obliques. So let's go ahead. Feet down, arms forward, roll it down, knees to tabletop, arms overhead. Inhale and exhale. We're going to keep the arms shoulder width distance apart. The knees are right over the hips and the shins are parallel to the floor. So this is not a tabletop, right? This is not tabletop. This is certainly not tabletop with your knees coming in. This is tabletop. Arms overhead, inhale. As you exhale, roll your shoulders and head up and take both arms outside of the right leg. Come back, arms overhead. Now roll your shoulders and head up, both arms outside the left leg. The arms are staying shoulder width distance apart today. And take it back and up. All right, we're going to roll up to the right and extend the left leg. So roll up, extend, and back. Roll up, extend, and back. Arms right, left leg extends, and back. Arms left, right leg extends, and back. Arms up, left leg extends, arms right, and back. Arms to the left, right leg extends, and back. One more thing to do here. Take it up, arms right, left leg extends, and then bring your left leg up and down. Up, control, and down. Beautiful. Up and down. Up and down. Take it back. Knees to tabletop, arms overhead. And roll up, arms to the left. Take your right leg straight, up and down. Down, and one more, down and up. Oh, hug your knees in and rock from side to side. Say good morning to your core. Inhale and exhale, shake it out. And let's roll over to tabletop here. Okay, we're going to loosen up the hips. Take the hands, walk them forward. The knees are under the hips here. The hips press back toward the heels. Come forward into your knee down plank and then press back. When you come into your knee down plank, you can add a little push-up if you want. And back. Remember what we talked about in push-up. The elbows are rolled forward. The upper arms stay close to the upper body. And you're using your triceps. Forward, push-up option, and back, or just forward and back. And then find your way to a nice child's pose here. Inhale and exhale. All right, come on up from your child's pose. Bring your knees back under your hips. We're going to do something a little different with this today. Just take your hips back towards your heels. Keep your knees hip-width distance apart. Bring your hands behind you and clasp them. If they don't clasp, just put them on your hips. See if you can bring your forehead to the mat here. Inhale and exhale. And then just carefully, listening to your body, just bring your arms up any amount. If your shoulders are saying no, just keep your hands down. Up or down, between you and your shoulders. Release your hands by your side. Now you have your feet. So your hands are by your feet, your knees are hip width distance. Everybody's forehead to the mat. Okay, we're gonna roll into something called rabbit. So your forehead's on the mat, you're holding your heels. Start to lift your hips and let your head roll to the crown of the head. If you need to move your hands further up your legs like I just needed to, then let that happen. And then release back down, draw your hands forward, and come into tabletop here. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's tuck the toes and lift into downward facing dog. See how this dog feels? Inhale and exhale. All right, so since we just did rabbit, if you want to get a little bounce going, get a little bounce going. If you don't, okay? And you can either take a few bunny hops or a larger hop, bringing your feet to your hands, or you can walk, okay? Take your hands to your thighs, take a half lift, forward fold, and float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Okay. We're at the top of the mat. We're going to do a high crescent lunge. Okay, so top of the mat. Remember, this requires a lot of balance. So if you you definitely want to remember to keep your gaze steady. We're just going to have the feet hip width distance apart here. Slide your right foot back and bend your left knee. Okay, your right heel is lifted here. Your thighs are energetically pressing toward each other. Remember, you can do this with knees down, with your back knee down. If it feels too unstable, find a spot that isn't moving. Okay, and you can also just bring your back foot all the way down instead of heel up. We're going to reach the arms forward and start lifting the arms overhead. You may have to change your gaze point here, right? Because you're a little higher. Inhale and exhale. This is the crescent lunge. And then step your back foot forward, arms down by your side. Let's check it out on the other side. How's the other side doing this morning? Let's take the left foot back, right knee bends, looking forward. We're already in a balance here. We're just going to make it a little more challenging by drawing the arms up and overhead, nice and long, long spine. Crescent lunge. And release, hands down by your side. Okay. We've done this before. It's the crescent lunge with the pull through on the knee. So let's give it a shot, okay? And remind ourselves what it is. Right leg back, left knee bends. We're facing forward. We're in a nice crescent lunge here. Now, slowly start to draw your back leg in, knee up, as your hands come down. And just bring your right foot down. Okay, so now we're back in mountain pose. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, all right, let's try it on the left. Left leg back, right knee bends, arms overhead. Excellent. Crescent lunge. Draw the left leg through, knee up as the arms come down. And bring your foot down. Good, take a breath here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to do something super fun called an around the world sun salutation. So I think I made this up. I don't know if I've ever seen this, but anyway, it's around. We're going to go in a circle. So you're going to wind up doing part of your sun salutation facing what feels like backwards. Okay, and we're going to use that crescent lunge. And everybody knows warrior two, right? Okay, so feet are hip width distance. We're going to inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. We're moving into sun salutations here. Hands to the thighs, look up. Hands down. And we're going to step back to a plank. Remember, planks can always be knees up or knees down. but they always are strong. They're never spaghetti spines planks here. Inhale and exhale. If your knees are up, roll onto the tips of your toes and do that chaturanga using your triceps. Take it down. And we'll do a nice little cobra here. Just a nice little cobra lift. Look forward and release. Tuck your toes and find your way to down dog. Remember, you can go table, you can go knee down plank. Take it to down dog. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to raise the right foot here and step forward. Now bring your back heel down and float yourself up to warrior two. The front knee is bent, your right knee is bent, you're in warrior two. Yep, so we came down dog, right leg forward, warrior two. Now we're going to turn the body forward and come into that crescent lunge, lifting the back leg. Inhale and exhale. Float the arms down, one hand on either side of the right foot. Walk your hands around to the left until you wind up in a wide-legged forward fold. Yep, there you are. Inhale and exhale. Bend one knee and then the other. Just wiggle around a little bit in your forward fold here. Come back to center and walk your hands around to the left until you wind up with one hand on either side of your left foot. Your left knee is bent. Plant your hands, come into plank. Chaturanga. Little cobra here. Take it down. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale here. We're taking the right leg up again, right leg again, right foot forward, back heel down, warrior two. Come into your warrior two. Go this way. There you go. Take this to a crescent lunge. Lift your back heel, arms overhead. Hands down. You're going to continue walking your hands around to the left until you're back in a wide-legged forward fold facing the other way that you were facing before. Inhale and exhale. So we're just going to hang out in this wide-legged forward fold for a moment. And then walk your hands around till you're facing forward again. One hand on either side of your front foot. Take your back foot to meet your front. Half lift, forward fold. And float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. All right, who says we can't travel? We just went around the world. Any questions about that? Did everybody wind up at the front of your mat? Yeah. We're going to do the same exact thing going the other way. Okay? So are we ready? Feet are hip width distance apart. Inhale and exhale. Okay, float the arms up. Inhale, swan dive. Exhale, float it down. Hands to the thighs, half lift. Hands down. And we're stepping back to plank. Here's our plank. Chaturanga down. Let's change this back bend to a sphinx. Elbows under the shoulders. Forearms are on the mat. Hands are spread wide. Look up, lift up. Yeah, you're in a sphinx. Oh, that feels so good. Release. Hands under the shoulders. Find your way to downward facing dog. Down dog here. Okay, this time the left leg comes up. Left foot steps forward and you open into warrior two. Left knee is bent. Right foot is down at an angle. Standard warrior two position. Lift your back heel, arms overhead, crescent lunge. Hands down. Walk your hands over to the right. You're in a wide-legged forward fold here. We're going to take this wide-legged forward fold to a wide-legged down dog. So just walk your hands forward. Your heels can stay attached to the mat in the wide-legged down dog. They don't always do it with the other version, but here they typically will. Wide-legged downward facing dog. And just breathe. And walk your hands back. Inhale and exhale here. Okay, so we're going to walk the hands. Which way were we walking the hands? To the right. Okay, thank you. I keep turning around, so I'm getting confused. All right, walk your hands over to the right. You should now be facing backwards, correct? And let's go plank, chaturanga. We're going to go back into Sphinx and release. And this time we're going to give our backs a little bit of a treat here. Make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead on your hands, bend your knees, and let your legs go side to side. That just releases the spine. All right, hands under the shoulders. Take it back and up to downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. All right. So downward dog is often called a resting pose when we're doing this vinyasa style, like we're moving through poses flowing. So think about, how can I make my down dog more restful? What can I ease up on that makes this down dog feel like I'm resting, taking a break in my sequence here? And then take your left leg up, step forward, come into warrior two. Spin your back heel up, crescent lunge. Yep, so we're in crescent lunge now, facing back. And then we go hands down. We have one hand on either side of the left foot. Walking the hands around to the right. We're back in a wide-legged forward fold. You've done several versions of this. Do whatever feels good to you right now in your wide-legged forward fold. Do you want to move? Do you want to do the down dog with wide legs? What do you want to do right now? Whatever's feeling good to you. And then walk your hands around to the right. Should be facing forward by now. And step your back foot in. Take a half lift. Forward fold. And float the arms out and up, palms touch. And hands come heart center. And release. Ooh, shake it out. All right, how'd that go? Everything good? All right, did you like that? Yeah. Even a little, okay, good. All right. So let's come to equal standing here. We're going to be doing a little more balancing, so we know the power of hip width distance, right? So we want these feet to be nice and just hip width, hands to the hips, gaze is steady, right foot to the ball of the foot, and then right knee up. Yeah, and release. Nice. That uses the core a lot too. Let's try that on the other side. Left foot to the ball foot. I'm going to show you something here. Left knee up. Sometimes the body wants to kick the heel back because that feels more stable. Try and keep your ankle under your knee and release. Shake it out. Oh, I had to show you that on my better side, not my wobbly side, which is this one. All right, are we ready for sun and moon? We're going hands to hips, steady gaze. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. calm mind. Big feet, right? The feet are staying big. Right knee up, left arm up. The right fingertips face pressed toward the earth. Yeah, sun and moon. And release. Whew. Is anybody having this issue with the foot coming back? Just something to like work on, right? Because it feels more stable, but we're challenging. Okay, here we go. Feet are hip width distance, hands to the hips. Left knee comes up. Right arm raises, so we are one long line on the entire right side of the body. And then the left fingertips head toward the earth. This is called sun and moon. And release. Great, shake it out. All right, do that one more time on each side. Just play with your balance. If your foot on one side has to come up and down a few times, just go with it. Remember, the more you struggle, the harder, the less your balance is going to be with you, okay? So just ease into it. One time on each side, just be with yourself here. And when you're done, we'll meet back in mountain pose. Inhaling and exhaling. Just take your time, let your breath go. All right. So I don't know if we did moon salutations on Wednesday because of the full moon. I think we did, but we're going to do them again today, okay? So let's go feet hip width distance apart. These are all moves that you know. We'll just be putting them together. Float the arms overhead. And then we're going to sway to one side and the other. We'll call this daisy. And then step wide. The toes are turned out. The arms are out. And we bend the knees and bend the elbows into moonflower. Now we straighten the arms and the legs into five-pointed star here. Turn your right toes forward, left toes in at an angle, arms are out, and we're flowing into a triangle. Triangle here, remember we want the shoulders stacked, we want the legs straight. Take your left hand gently to your right leg for pyramid. Okay, so you've turned your body over your right leg and you're gazing towards your right foot. This is pyramid. We're not pressing into the right leg. You might even have your hands down by your foot. So the hands are wherever they need to be for you to get a little hamstring stretch as well as not overstretching. Now bring your left arm back up and return to triangle. Come on up. All 10 toes out, five-pointed star. Bend into moonflower and step together, and then sway, and release. Other side, inhale the arms up. We sway, nice release for the side, and sway. Open the legs up, the toes are turned out. We come into moonflower. Yes. Arms up, five-pointed star, left toes forward, right toes in at an angle. Reach forward and find your triangle. Triangle, triangle. Take your right hand to your left leg or both hands to the floor. This is between you and your hamstrings, right? And then float back into triangle. Come on up. pointed star. The toes are turned out, good. Moonflower, step together, and sway, and sway, and come up, and release, shake it out. Okay, we're going to spend a little more time in pyramid this time. Everybody good? And we're not going to stop in between. So the feet are hip width distance. We're going to just go from one side to the other. Float the arms up. And we sway and sway. Step open, moonflower. Take it up, 5-pointed star. Come into your triangle prep, right toes forward, and then come into triangle. Take it to pyramid, so your hands can touch your leg. They might touch the floor. You might need to put a little bend in your knee. Make sure you're not locking or hyperextending your knee, your right knee. Now we're coming back into triangle, and take both arms parallel, core triangle, and lift up, lift arms up overhead, turning the toes out, 5-pointed star, moonflower. This puts us in a position to just spring our way back, yeah, and sway, and sway, and then open moonflower. So we're just going around and around, doing things. Same thing, arms up, 5-pointed star. Come into your triangle prep on the left. Come into your triangle. Oh. Take it to pyramid. Just breathe into the back of your leg in this pyramid. Inhale and exhale. Remember about the knee. And then float your way back into triangle. Arms out to core triangle. Lift up, come into 5-pointed star. Take it to moonflower. And now we just boing, back up. And sway, let's sway just a few times here. Keep going. Oh. And when you're ready, just come back to equal standing. Shake it out. All right. So moon salutation, sun salutation. They kind of balance each other out. All right, let's take a big step to the top of the mat. Find mountain pose here. And on your next inhale, make your body as big as you can. Just fill the whole body, tips of the toes, tips of the fingers, crown of the head, and then exhale, let everything go. One more deep, big inhale like that. And exhale. All right, let's work our way down. Float the arms up, inhale, swan dive. See how this swan dive feels with straight legs. We've been working the legs a lot, so we release the hamstrings in the pyramid. Hands to the thighs, hips back, look up, half lift, hands down, and then find your way back. You can do two things from here. You can go straight to down dog, or if you still have some energy to loosen up or get rid of, come back to plank. Same vinyasa that we typically do. Chaturanga. Do a little cobra back bend, and then come up to down dog. So, depending on where your energy is, when we do that, you can either just go to down dog or vinyasa. Now in this down dog, we want to release. So take your big toes together. Your legs are going to be close. Knees to one side, hips to the other, and switch. So we're doing like a deep knee bend slalom move here. The object is to release, so do what releases you best, and then bring your knees down, sit off to the side, take your legs forward, and find a seated mountain pose, nice and strong here. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to take the right foot to the left thigh here, okay? And then take the right arm up and reach forward, then twist to the left and take your right hand to your left leg here. So we're going right hand to left leg, your left foot is flexed, your left hand is down by your side. Inhale and exhale. And then release your right arm up, take it back by your hip. Take your right knee up. There's a hand width distance in between your right foot and your left thigh. Hold your left knee with your right knee with your left hand, and bring your right arm back. All right, lengthen through the spine and twist. We're not using the hand to twist, we're using the torso. As you inhale, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, see if you can move a little more deeply into your twist, and turn your gaze towards your right shoulder. And then slowly untwist, release your hand. Okay? Now we're going to take this right foot to the outside of the left leg. Put your right hand on your left hand on your right knee. Bring your right arm back. Your left foot is still flexed. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And maybe the elbow comes to the knee this time. Maybe it doesn't. Spine is nice and long here. And release. Okay, help your right foot back over to the right and shake your legs out. Okay, so now we're going to take the left foot to the right leg. Your right hand is down by your side. Your left arm comes up. Inhale. Reach forward and take your left hand to the outside of your right foot or leg. It may be different on each side. Your right foot is flexed. And then release your hand. Come up. Bring your left knee up. There's some space in between your right thigh and your left foot. Right hand to the left knee. Left arm up and back. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Right foot is flexed. Twist. Twist to the left. Using your torso, not your hand. And then release forward. Take your left foot outside of your right leg. Inhale, right hand to the left knee, twist. Maybe the right elbow comes outside the left knee. Nice. And release. Both legs forward. Give your legs a crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. How's everybody feeling? That was a lot of twisting that we just did. So remember to drink a lot of water, yep, or herbal tea or something to help flush everything we were just kind of churning up in there. Okay, the feet are hip width distance, arms are forward, slowly lower. We're coming down to the mat, extend the arms long overhead, extend the legs, exhale, draw the knees in, and rock from side to side. This time, when we extend the legs long and the arms overhead, we're going to stay here. Remember how we were reaching up one arm and then the other from standing? Do that. And then when you reach up with your right arm, extend your right leg also. So try and get as long, long, long as you can and release. Left arm and left leg, long, 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 and release. One more to the right, long, long, and release to the left, long, and release. Both arms, both legs, long, 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 and exhale, draw your knees in, rock from side to side. Good, we're gonna hold on to the right leg, bring the left foot to the mat. So the left knee is bent. And now extend your right leg up toward the sky. We're gonna be moving into a hamstring stretch here. So hold on somewhere on your right leg. Is your hamstring accessible? Is your calf accessible? Start to draw your right leg in towards you. Little hamstring stretch, not pulling, just encouraging. And from here, roll your shoulders and head up, and maybe draw that right leg in a little farther and extend your left leg any amount. And then bring your shoulders and head back down. Try and keep your right leg where it is. And bend your right knee. You can leave your left leg extended here. Take your left arm out to the side and let your right knee move out to the right and back to center. Out to the right and back to center. We're just releasing that inner thigh and hip a little more. Okay, now from here, take your left hand to your right knee. Take your right arm out to the side. Inhale. And cross your right knee across the body as you turn your gaze towards your right fingertips. Keep your shoulders on the mat. And then as you roll back to center, let your right ankle cross over your left thigh, flex both feet, and hold on to your left leg. We are in a nice, beautiful reclined pigeon. Just breathe into that right hip. Take your left leg straight up, point and flex the foot. And then circle the ankle one direction and the other. Bend your left knee, unwind your legs, bring both feet down, hands by your side, and go ahead and open and close your knees gently. Inhale and exhale. Keep your right foot on the mat. Bring your left knee in. Now holding on to your left leg, start to extend it. We're going hamstring stretch here. Okay, so if you have your calf, you have your calf. You might have your foot here. You might have your thigh. Okay, just breathe into your hamstring. Now bring your shoulders and head up. Try and draw that left leg a little closer to you. Extend your right leg any amount, or if that doesn't work, just leave it bent. Shoulders and head down. Try and keep your left leg where it is. Inhale and exhale. All right, go ahead and bend your left knee in, right arm out to the side. Let the left knee open to the left and come back to center. So we are just releasing that hip a little bit here, keeping the knee bent. Bring your knee back to center, right hand to the left knee, left arm out to the side. Inhale, and as you exhale, draw your left knee across the body, twisting. Take your gaze towards your left fingertips. As you come back to center, let your left ankle go across your right thigh. Find your reclined pigeon here. We're holding on to the right leg. Both feet are flexed and just releasing breaths to the left hip. Take your right leg straight up, point and flex the ankle, circle one direction and the other, and then bend your right knee, unwind your legs, let your legs gently open and close. Bring the knees back to center, hands down by your side, gently open and close your hands, wiggle your fingers. Rotate your wrists one direction and the other. Okay, gently let your head rock side to side. We'll do one lion's breath here, so inhale, scrunch, 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 and as you exhale, tongue out, eyes wide, mouth open, ha! And release. And then find your comfortable final relaxation pose, noticing if the body wants anything else to happen before you get here. Okay, move into your final relaxation pose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more, inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, just sink into the earth. Just let the earth support you. Let go of all effort and move into your final relaxation. So begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Start to bring movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Extending your arms long overhead. And then exhale and draw your knees in. Rock from side to side and then over to a side. And find your way to a nice, easy seat. As you turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit, thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste. All right, thank you guys.